Have you ever wished you could know what someone was really thinking? Whether it's a colleague negotiating a deal, a friend hiding their true feelings, or a partner whose words and actions don't quite match, the ability to sense another person's intentions can feel almost supernatural. But the Stoics of ancient Greece and Rome, philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, taught that by training our own mind, we can sharpen our perception of others. This isn't mystical mind reading. Instead, it's a discipline of observing, reasoning, and detaching from impulse so that the truth of another's behavior comes into focus. Below is a comprehensive exploration of how Stoic philosophy can help you interpret body language, spot subtle cues, and grasp underlying motives with clarity and calm. Stoic philosophy, developed in ancient Greece and Rome by thinkers like Zeno, Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, is often remembered for its teachings on resilience and inner peace. Less commonly discussed, but equally valuable, is how Stoic methods of observation and reasoning can help a person understand the motives and emotional states of others. While the Stoics never claimed that anyone can literally read minds, they believed that careful attention to reality, especially to human behavior, can reveal much about another person's intentions. Understanding people at this level is not about manipulation. It is about sharpening perception so you can respond wisely, maintain harmony, and avoid being misled by appearances or emotional impulses. By combining Stoic mental discipline with modern insights into body language and communication, we can approach something close to mind reading, though it is better described as clear seeing. Stoic principles that enable accurate perception. The foundation for reading others lies in the core tenets of Stoicism. Control what is within your power. Epictetus famously distinguished between what is up to us and what is not. Another person's thoughts and emotions are not under our control. What we can control is our own interpretation of their actions. This principle keeps us from frustration and helps us focus on what can truly be known, our observations and our reasoning. Live in accordance with nature. The Stoics held that the universe is governed by rational order. Human beings, as rational animals, follow patterns of thought and behavior. Observing these patterns allows a careful observer to understand probable intentions. Use reason as your guide. For the Stoics, virtue and wisdom are inseparable. Perception is valuable only when it is paired with logical inference and ethical intent. The aim is truth and virtue, not exploitation. Observation without distortion. The first skill in discerning intentions is to see clearly. Most people view others through a fog of personal bias, liking or disliking someone, wanting approval, fearing conflict. Stoicism trains the mind to notice without judgment. Present moment awareness. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations that the wise person stands like a rock, unmoved by the surf. Practically, this means quieting internal chatter to notice details, a twitch at the corner of the mouth, a subtle shift of posture, a flicker in the eyes. Suspending desire and fear. If you want someone to agree with you, you may misread a polite smile as genuine support. If you fear rejection, you might interpret neutral words as hostility. Stoic practice asks you to set aside these distortions to perceive what is actually there. Separating fact from story. A Stoic observer distinguishes between what is directly observed, her arms are crossed, and the story we might tell, she is angry with me. This distinction prevents premature conclusions. Reading body language through a Stoic lens. Modern behavioral science confirms that nonverbal cues often reveal emotions more reliably than words. The Stoic emphasis on careful observation fits naturally with these insights. Eyes and gaze. Sustained, calm eye contact may indicate confidence or openness. Rapid blinking or darting eyes can signal anxiety, stress, or attempts to conceal. A downward gaze might suggest submission or reflection. A Stoic observer takes note without immediately deciding on one fixed meaning. Context, lighting, culture, mood, matters. Facial expressions. Microexpressions, fleeting facial movements lasting less than a second, can betray hidden feelings such as contempt or surprise. Noticing them requires steady attention. The Stoic approach is to observe patterns across time rather than reacting to a single flash of emotion. Posture and movement. An open stance often correlates with receptivity. Crossed arms or a turned-away torso can indicate defensiveness or discomfort. Yet these signs must be weighed against practical factors. Someone might cross their arms because the room is cold. The Stoic principle of cautious inference prevents overinterpretation. Gestures and hands. Hands reveal tension through fidgeting or clenched fists. Palms facing upward may show openness. Stoic reasoning asks, what alternative explanations exist? Only after considering several possibilities do we tentatively infer intent. Listening beneath the words. Epictetus advised that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we may listen more than we speak. Tone, rhythm, and pacing often communicate more than content. Vocal tone, rising pitch can indicate excitement or anxiety. Pace and pauses, hesitation might suggest uncertainty or concealment. Consistency with words, when the voice's emotion contradicts the spoken message, the underlying truth may lie in the tone. The Stoic listener remains composed, neither interrupting nor imposing personal desires on the conversation. Reasoned inference, from data to understanding. Observation alone does not reveal intentions. The Stoic next step is rational inference. Collect multiple cues. Consider body language, tone, context, and the person's known character. Contextualize. Culture, relationship history, and situational factors all influence meaning. Form hypotheses, not verdicts. A Stoic avoids certainty about another's inner world. Instead, one might think, he may be nervous about the deadline, rather than he is lying. This logical humility prevents error and keeps relationships grounded in reality. Managing the observer's own emotions. A clouded mind distorts perception. The Stoics offered practical exercises. Negative visualization, imagine potential setbacks, someone disagreeing, a deal falling through, so you are not shaken when difficulties arise. Daily journaling, reflect on interactions, noting where bias or haste influenced interpretation. Breath control and pause, before responding, take slow breaths to calm the nervous system and see clearly. By regulating your own emotional state, you maintain the neutral lens necessary for accurate observation. Ethical purpose in reading intentions. The Stoic goal is virtue, not manipulation. Insight into others should be used to foster understanding in just action. Empathy and compassion, recognizing someone's hidden anxiety can guide you to offer support. Respect for privacy, Stoics discourage prying. The aim is not to expose every secret but to respond wisely to what people choose to show. Marcus Aurelius frequently reminded himself to be a good man first. Perception is only a tool in service of character. Practical exercises to build skill. Observation drills. Spend a few minutes each day in a public setting quietly noting gestures, postures, and micro-interactions without forming judgments. Emotion labeling in real time. During conversation, silently note perceived emotions, calm, tense, enthusiastic, to strengthen attentiveness while staying neutral. Socratic reflection. After an encounter, ask, what did I actually see or hear? What assumptions did I add? This reinforces the difference between fact and inference. Stoic morning and evening practice. Begin the day with a brief reminder, today I will observe carefully and judge slowly. End by reviewing successes and missteps. Applications in daily life. Business and negotiation. Detect unspoken resistance during meetings by noticing small shifts in body language. Use the information not to pressure but to address concerns respectfully. Parenting. Children often lack the words to express worries. Observing subtle cues, quietness, avoiding eye contact, can help a parent offer timely reassurance. Friendship and love. A partner's tone or posture may signal the need for conversation long before any words of frustration are spoken. Stoic awareness fosters closeness. Common pitfalls and how Stoicism prevents them. Confirmation bias, seeing what you expect. The Stoic habit of questioning assumptions counters this. Overinterpretation, assigning fixed meaning to a single gesture. Stoic reasoning demands multiple data points. Projection, attributing your own feelings to others. Daily reflection exposes these tendencies. By anticipating these errors, a Stoic observer remains balanced. Integrating the practice for the long term. Developing keen perception is a gradual process. Small, consistent practices compound into remarkable clarity. Start with brief daily observation periods. Combine them with Stoic meditations or readings from Meditations or Enchiridion. Over weeks and months, notice how you begin to detect subtle shifts in mood and intention almost effortlessly. The process is less about learning a set of tricks and more about cultivating a steady, rational mind. Final reflection. Reading the intentions of others is not supernatural and does not violate Stoic teaching. It is the natural result of disciplined attention, emotional self-mastery, and ethical reasoning. By controlling only what is within our power, our perceptions and judgments, we come to see reality more clearly, including the often unspoken motives of the people around us. The Stoics remind us that wisdom serves virtue. Use your growing perceptiveness not to dominate or deceive but to live harmoniously, avoid unnecessary conflict, and act with compassion. In doing so, you transform the desire to read minds into a higher practice, understanding humanity itself through the calm and rational eye of the philosopher.